Hey, I'm Mark from Foundry. I'm enjoying a cup of Pilgrim Truck coffee. Thank you, Justin. It's delicious. So after our last video, the snake video, which by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's the link's in the description. We put out a call and we said, what do you guys want us to make next? And you, the viewers, decided on, drumroll please, Tetris! I'm sure many of you know the game Tetris. If you don't, it was developed in 1984 by a Russian software engineer. Became one of the most iconic video games of all time. From large arcade machines to an app on your phone, it can still be played today, basically everywhere. It comes for free on a lot of stuff. We've seen some really cool activations of Tetris where it's played with cars or boxes or using even the lights of a building, but we've never seen it on a split flap before, and we don't know if that's possible, impossible. We literally have no idea. But thanks to you and your comments, we're gonna give it a shot.
The first thing we'll do in programming Tetris, much as any other game, is going to be to look online for existing implementations. I'm going to be working in Python because that's where the majority of our code base is for split flap. And I'm pretty confident, given how popular Python is, that there's an existing implementation of Tetris out there. Biggest challenge definitely is a refresh rate, because on a typical screen you can essentially instantaneously switch back and forth between each pixel being on and off, but that's not the case with the split flap. So I actually have a module right here, and as you can see, we're in what would typically be considered the on state of the pixel right now. We're on our white flap, and I can nearly instantaneously switch from on to off here. But here's our problem. If I want to go from off back to on, the next flap is in white to 0. And this faces a problem because now if we want to get back to a white flap, we have to do a full rotation all the way around, and that takes time. And so if you want a game where players have to be able to react somewhat quickly, you'd need essentially like a very low frame rate in order to make it playable. So that's going to be a significant challenge when it comes to Tetris, where players want to be able to rotate the blocks multiple times while staying in the same place. So I'm not entirely sure how we're going to deal with that yet. So we're making good progress. We've just about finished the draw function, so we're able to display our screen state on the split flap. Next up, I'm working on translating inputs from our wireless controller into controls for the game. Haven't quite been able to resolve the refresh rate issue as much as we'd like. We'd looked at other methods instead of having black and white be on and off, maybe having spinning versus not spinning versus on and off, but decided they didn't look good. As of right now, we're gonna stick with just switching between black and white to indicate on and off, and we'll see how that looks in the final product. Started off by finding an open source version of Tetris for Python online, modified some of the logic on that, but primarily the draw function to get it to be able to communicate and display on one of our split flaps. Managed to configure the Pi to receive inputs from our wireless controller, and managed to sort of negate the refresh rate issue that we were facing because of just how a split flap works. So I think we're ready to play. Definitely, if I had some more time, there's a number of things I'd like to add. I'd like to add like a high score tracker and a next piece up warning like you'd see in a lot of Tetris games. I think we could have gotten there with a little bit more time, but pretty happy with how things went for a one-day build. You know, we got functional Tetris on the board, so that's pretty fun. And yeah, I'm pretty satisfied.
It's funny. This is like. It's like an adult fidget spinner. It's like a welding clamp, but it's like all kinds of shit on it that you can mess around with. It's like not safe for kids. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone, for the one-day build. Such impressive work by Mike and Charles to be able to get that to work on our code base and actually see Tetris, you know, playing on the 10x40. That came from you. That came from comments below. So I invite everyone, please do comment other crazy stuff you want us to build. If your ideas are great, we'll build it. If your ideas suck, we'll probably just build whatever we want to build. But it always helps us to see like alternative perspective. Also, people have been asking about the shirts. The shirts are for sale. We have a couple different styles in our store. We're gonna link that in the bio. And they're pretty soft. I mean, this one is, I didn't even launder it. I just put it on and it's like ready to go. So tune in for that. And again, comment below. That helps us out tremendously. Thanks for joining. Take care.